Hi, it's Mark from PSI. I was contacted on our YouTube page to take a look at a video of a monk by Afterlife Knights paranormal investigators. They asked me, can you debunk my video, which I thought was very strange. I can certainly give it a review. I've got all the time in the world for these type of teams that are going out and investigating. If I feel as though I would have done anything different, I will mention it in the video. So let's take a look.
Through. Can you light that ball if you're a vicar?
So I've just made a small observation. You are in an abbey from around the Henry VIII era, I believe. And back in those type of days, they wouldn't have probably used the word vicar. They would have said priost, which is Latin for priest, or they would have used the term father. So yeah, it's just a small thing. Just be aware of your surroundings, where you are, a bit of the history, and try and think what words they would have used back in those days, rather than trying to use modern day words.
Move this into here, put it down, let it stop flashing. I said, with this, if you're there, can you make it flash for me? This went mad and that started flashing. All right.
Brilliant. So you're doing a few experiments. You've got a ball in an archway, and I believe one of your investigators has a EMF meter in her hand, which is flashing, she said. Yeah, you're actually investigating during the daytime. It's harder to see the lights, what flash on things, and obviously your investigator would have benefited from carrying a camera there, so she could have captured that ball flashing or moving, or even the EMF meter going off, because otherwise we've just got to take your word for it. But yeah, it's all a learning curve.
But we don't wish you any harm. We just want to speak to you.
Come and talk to us or touch the bear.
Do you think you could do that for us, please?
Can you walk back through the doorway again?
I just had to stop it there because it is a beautiful place. I love these type of places.
Can you walk through those lights for me, please?
Can you touch the K2 again for us? Make it go to red.
Here you've got two people, two females, talking at the same time. This can actually get confusing. What you need to do is get one of you to ask the questions, and then at a different time maybe somebody else ask the questions. But when you're both doing it at once, it could create a lot of confusion.
Come on, let us know that you're here. Come and talk to us.
We're not here to harm you.
Again, you've got the two ladies talking at the same time, and I've noticed you've got a laser grid on the back wall covering a doorway. People do use laser grids, or they're from a laser pen which fires a grid out. We found that the batteries don't last very long on those things. Yeah, it's kind of okay, but when you're moving with a camera, if I give you an example, I believe you're filming off a mobile phone. You've got your phone up and you keep moving. So if that doorway leads into another room, the laser dots, what shine through into the next room, are a different depth to the ones in front. So every time you pass your phone across the walls of the doorway, it may seem like those dots are moving. Just be aware of that.
Come and set the bear off.
Shall I put him in the doorway?
Again, another observation to what you're saying. You're saying, come and set the bear off. You've got to remember that you're talking to somebody possibly from the 1500s in spirit. Are they going to understand what you mean when you say set the bear off? Maybe word it a bit better, saying, I've got a child's toy in my hands. So when you're actually holding it, if there is anything looking, it can see what's in your hands, and then place it down. Just give it better descriptions, really, that's all. Just small.
How many was there of you in a meeting?
Or is it one of those green ones that's doing it?
Could be.
It's not doing it again.
Right, is there anybody here who would like to talk to us?
Just watching that, I've noticed that obviously you're doing EVP sessions, some voice recordings, just to be aware as well that you are actually outside and there's tunnels in that building, so even though it's not that breezy, there will be an airflow coming through which could interfere with your voice recorder.
Come on, come through.
Is that you touching the K2?
This comment actually made me laugh. It's a genuine amateur mistake, and I don't mean anything bad by that. Is that you touching the K2? If it was a spirit from that type of era, from Henry VIII, they wouldn't have a clue what a K2 was.
Hey. What's your name?
I've noticed you using the Necrophonic phone app. We don't use apps at all on paranormal investigations. When you install a phone app, you have to give it permission to go on your phone. You're giving it permission to access your word banks, your text messaging, your phone book. And I believe the Necrophonic also records your voices and plays them backwards. We've tested this. So we would recommend do not use phone apps. The team continue with this experiment for quite some time, so I've speeded up the process. Let's jump on to the next bit.
The main doorways that the vicars or the canons would come through. Can you light that ball if you're a vicar? Please.
It's worth looking at this next clip very closely. Listen to what the lady is saying. If you look at the far wall, where there's like an orange colouring in the brickwork, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, have a look.
Please. Could you light that ball if you're a canon? Okay.
So what did you all think about that? I found the last section of the clip really interesting. Although it was filmed on a mobile phone, there will be those that say that it could have been manipulated using a phone app. You know, it's very possible, who knows? We don't know this team, but the thing that stood out was that it contacted us on YouTube asking us to debunk their video where they believe they captured a monk. I don't know why you called it a monk ghost, other than that you're in an abbey. Maybe makes a bit of sense, I suppose. But yeah, I found it really interesting. We would certainly like to investigate this place now that we've seen that last bit of footage. We found that really, really interesting. You've piqued our attention, should I say. Yeah, Afterlife Knights Paranormal Investigators, thank you for sending us the information to watch this clip and to break it down. I hope you enjoyed watching it and enjoyed the bit of feedback. I hope you take some of that away with you. So yeah, at some point we would probably like to investigate this place, even with Afterlife Knights Paranormal Investigators. Thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about it all. Take care. Subscribe to PSI and share our channel with all of your friends.